What is up everybody, I'm hoping you're all well, and if any of you guys ever wanted to see a comedy about Nazis or about a 10-year-old kid that idolises Adolf Hitler, no, I don't think I needed it either, but Taika Waititi delivers his hilarious comedy as usual, but is it as good as his other movies or does it flop? Well, that's what we're here to talk about guys, so let's talk about it. Jojo Rabbit. So Jojo Rabbit is the latest movie by Taika Waititi and stars Roman Griffin Davis as Jojo Beltzler, I believe is how you pronounce that character's name. He plays a young 10-year-old German boy who idolises Hitler and the Nazis to the point where he has his own sort of imaginary version friend of Adolf Hitler, played to hilarious perfection by Taika Waititi, but we'll get onto that in just a moment. He believes that everything that the Nazis and Hitler is doing against the Jews and the enemies is right. He believes that he is on the winning side, the good side. However, when he discovers that his mother is hiding a young Jewish girl in their house, he starts to question what side he's on. As he starts talking to this girl, his eyes start opening to the fact that this girl is actually a normal person and not a monster that he has been brought up to believe. I don't mean brought up by his mother, I mean brought up by all the propaganda that has been pushed out there about Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party during this time, because that's one of the things that this movie does really well. The mother, played by Scarlett Johansson, clearly just wants her son Jojo to have a normal child life. To go out, ride bikes, climb on trees, climb on walls, go dancing. She's very childlike in the way that she acts in front of him because she wants him to act like that. She wants him to be a child, she wants him to be her son. Because all this propaganda has been thrown in his face, he believes Adolf Hitler is actually a hero and that he wants to be his best friend. That is until he meets Elsa, the young Jewish girl that his mother is hiding out in their house, and when they start having more conversations and bonding more, a friendship starts to grow between them. And it starts opening Jojo's eyes into realising that maybe the Nazi way isn't the right way. That maybe Adolf Hitler isn't the hero that he idolises, but is in fact the monster we all know him to be. And I have to say that Roman Griffin Davis does a fantastic job portraying that conflict in this character. I mean, this has got to be one of the best child performances I've seen in quite a while. He was fantastic in this movie. Not only did he bring the naivety and innocence that you'd come to expect from a 10-year-old boy in this sort of time era, as the movie progresses you see him turn from this naive, innocent young boy who's easily influenced into a man who can make his own decisions. So massive props have to go out to him for his performance in this movie. I absolutely adored him in this film, as I did Thomasin McKenzie, I believe it's how you pronounce her name, who plays Elsa. I thought she was absolutely fantastic in this movie as well. The dynamic between her and Jojo was absolutely great. You can tell that when she first meets him, she knows that he's a harmless young boy, so she kind of plays off of that a little bit and kind of has a little bit of fun with him. Kind of teases him and plays with him that the Jews are actually monsters, that they do all of these things that the Nazis are saying that they actually do. But as the movie goes on, she starts to build a sort of brotherly relationship with Jojo and really wants him to see the truth, that she's not a monster, that all Jews are genuine human beings. And the connection between these two really do bring a lot of the heart to this film. This movie was surprisingly heartfelt, and I don't just mean in a small amount of way. This movie was very touching in some scenes. It was also emotionally devastating in a lot of scenes. Like, there are some things in this movie that I really didn't expect to see in a movie like this. And I have to commend the writers and Taika Waititi for actually showing the honest brutality of the story they're telling, by showing the genuine brutality that was actually going on in this world and how the Germans actually looked down upon the Jews. Going on to Taika Waititi now as the imaginary Adolf Hitler, he was absolutely incredible in this movie. Because he comes from the imagination of a 10-year-old child, he is very childlike in the way he explains things. When it comes to having a disagreement with Jojo, he kind of kicks things and throws things around as you'd expect a child would. And while I found him genuinely hilarious in this movie, I literally loved every scene with him. The dynamic between him and Jojo was genuinely perfect. I thought they had great chemistry together. I thought they were fantastic. They seemed to bounce off of each other really well. There are some moments where they are having their little talks where he starts saying a lot of very convoluted sentences that I don't necessarily believe a 10-year-old would be thinking in their mind. Or at least in the way the sentence is structured or some of the words that are used, I don't believe Jojo would really know what they really mean, being the age that he is in. Although he is a very intelligent child, I just don't think that's how he would think. That's how Adolf would say things. That's the only real issue I had with the dynamic that these two had. Other than that, I thought it was fantastic. I thought they played off each other really well. They were definitely a highlight of the film. They made for a lot of laughs of the movie. As you can probably guess, this movie is outrageously hilarious. It is a Taika Waititi film for a start, but it is also very dramatic in a lot of moments. But that comedy is always ever present. It does help you relieve some of the stress or the heartbreak that you are just seeing. It is a very well structured film, not only from the editing or the script, but also from the directing by Taika Waititi, which, like I said, he's a fantastic director. I love all the other movies, his personal favourite of mine being What We Do in the Shadows. And once again, he proves how good a director he is by helming this film. He did a fantastic job. He really captured the innocence of Jojo, he captured the innocence of his mother, who's actually trying to help him. And while over the top and exaggerated, he also captured the evil that the Nazis thought of the Jews. This is a movie where, if you look at it on paper, it really shouldn't work, but it surprisingly does thanks to the execution of not only the actors, but the script and the directing. Everything about this movie just somehow works. With it being a comedy though, you kind of expect some moments to be a little bit hit and miss, and admittedly with Rebel Wilson's character that happens quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, I like Rebel Wilson as an actress, I like her in a lot of other things that I've seen her in, but in this movie I found her character a little bit annoying. Same goes for Alfie Allen. I didn't find him annoying in this movie, I found him rather hilarious in the scenes that he was in, but I feel he was slightly underutilized. And there are some moments of comedy which don't work here and there. But for the most part, I found myself bare laughing for the majority of the runtime of this film. Overall, I will say that this is a movie that definitely needs to be seen by people. It is fantastic, it's genuinely hilarious, it's devastatingly heartbreaking, it's emotionally honest. Everything about this movie pretty much just works when it shouldn't. The actors all did a fantastic job. I loved every single moment of this movie. Roman Griffin Davis is absolutely fantastic as Jojo, definitely needs to be recognised as one of the best child performances today. And so, for all those reasons, I'm going to give Jojo Rabbit 5 stars. So, Jojo Rabbit, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.